Hello everyone, it's Mr. Barr here, and I'm going to show you how to properly analyze sources that come from the Library of Congress. You're going to have to do this for a major part of your assignment, so this is just an example of kind of what you should be looking to do. So first, as you can see, I'm on the Library of Congress website. I'm within the Great War, or World War I, and I'm more specifically within industrialized warfare, looking at war pictures. So once you find the picture you want to use, I already have this one prearranged. You want to have this website open, and you also want to have your primary source analysis tool website open. Again, both links are going to be in your Google Classroom and will be there for you to use. So what I'm going to suggest you do is you open these up side by side so you can kind of see what you need to do, or you can see what you're doing as you're typing. So you have a good chance of both looking at your picture and what you need to put. So this primary source analysis tool, it's kind of what we do in class when we handwrite, but just doing it electronically. So it's that way we don't have to use our pens and paper. We can do it all online. So first thing we want to do is pick the type of source you have. For this, is going to be a photograph and a print. And so as you can see, it's a photograph. And we're going to be looking specifically at the photograph on the left. So I have it all already filled out just to save us some time. But you'll be going through step by step to fill out your primary source analysis. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the observe. That's always the first thing we're doing when we're analyzing tools. And we've talked about observe in class, but this website actually has a really cool tool that will help you kind of learn how to really write the observes. I know we struggle with that a little bit, so this is just to help us out. So if you click on the little question mark, it'll ask you questions that will help you fill out your the observe section. So first, you describe what you see. See, many men in a trench. Obviously, we're putting exactly what we're seeing. As you can see, there are 7 questions. I answered all the questions on here. You're really looking to answer 4 or 5 of them. The questions kind of mold together, so if you answered one and it falls on another one, it's not a big deal. I'm just looking for anywhere from 4 to 5 observations about the photograph. Second, we see the reflect section of the primary source analysis. Again, same idea. Click on the question mark and ask you a whole bunch of questions. As you can see, the reflection, without looking at those questions, it's kind of hard to tell what I actually meant to put, but it's really asking you to reflect about what you're seeing in the picture. So the observe is exactly what you see. This is kind of what that means. So kind of stuff I looked at. So one of the questions is going to ask for what's missing from this image. I said we cannot see the other side of the trench or see how far the trench goes. Because as we know from in class, trenches would go for miles and miles and miles, and you're never building a trench just on your side. It's kind of both sides. So here we're only seeing the Americans, we're not seeing the Germans or the Austrians. And last we have the questions. Again, for the, let's get rid of that. It's going to be asking, what do you think about this? What can we learn? Excuse me. What can we learn from, what other questions are we going to have from this picture? So you can see, where's the fight happening? Obviously, we know it's in a farm, but that's kind of about it. It doesn't really give any more specific details. And how long have these men been on the front line? As we can see, this is not a very deep trench. Obviously, if you look at this picture, we can see that the trench kind of goes back and runs all throughout the countryside. But we want to know how long they've been there, because as we've seen in class, these trenches can go for miles and very unsanitary living conditions. You don't want to be on the front line for very long because it is not going to be very safe. All right, the last thing you have to look at is further investigation. Really looking for 1 or 2 questions here. Our further investigation we're going to get to a little bit later on when we're actually writing our letters to family members. But the one thing that I want to know after looking at these pictures, how long was this battle? And the only way we can do that is to further research the war effort. So just by looking at the picture, we're not going to be able to answer that. We need to go deeper into our research. All right, so once you have finished with your primary source analysis, or primary source analysis, they have 3 different options. There's download, print, and email. I'm going to suggest you either download or email with your Chromebooks, it's kind of hard to download because they don't save everything. So email is probably going to be your best option. So if you press email, you just put all your email stuff in, URL of the primary source, so make sure you don't exit out of it. We fill out all this stuff, your class, make sure you put my name on here. You will get everything you need. And that's going to be it for now. Actually, what I'm going to say is, after looking at this a little bit deeper, I want you to download everything. Just to make sure it's easier, because once you download it, you can send it to me, and I can see that you've done everything you need to do. Alright, well, as you guys know, if you have any questions, you can come up and talk to me. You can send me an email. If you're doing this outside of class, obviously send me an email. If you're watching this in class, you can come up and ask a question. Good luck, everyone.